My three most favorite Mumbai Indians games. Now, of course, from the 2008, now it's going to be the 13th season. So 12 seasons continuously, I've seen almost every single match. In college too, I used to calculate when Mumbai Indians matches are happening, and then bunk those classes, calculate how I can manage my 75% attendance. I would be one of those people just sitting in front of that TV in the college common room when everybody else is going to class, at 4 p.m., those 4 p.m. matches, especially on weekdays, there'd be hardly anybody watching the game, but I'd be make sure that it was certain that I would be sitting in the front row, be it a 4 p.m. match or an 8 p.m. match. So I've seen uh, hundreds of Mumbai Indians matches, almost all of them. Definitely not all, but almost all of them. But I'm going to talk to you about the three most exciting Mumbai Indians matches that I felt personally, where the passion's always there, but the joy was just unmatchable in those three games. Uh, First of all, number three would be the 2017 final, which was Mumbai Indians versus Rising Pune Supergiant. Mumbai Indians were batting first. We scored 129. That's all that we managed. In fact, we were 79 for 7 in 14.1 overs. And I was actually in Bangalore. I was with a few friends. All of them were supporting Pune. I don't know why. I think somebody studied in Symbiosis or some Pune college, something. And they were like, and Dhoni fans, they were like, or people who were like, Mumbai shouldn't win. So around 8 or 9 people were there. All of them were supporting Pune. And 79 to 7, I'm just sitting there. Everybody knows that I'm this crazy Mumbai Indians fan. I'm just sitting there, I'm just watching the match. They're like, oh, it's okay, you reached the final. A lot of that is happening. And I'm just listening, sitting there, I'm just silent. I'm not, I'm just staring at the TV, just watching the game. I'm like, just nodding my head, just taking this all in. Like if you see that match, you would see Rohit Sharma also being like, oh, I was exactly like that. I was just, oh, what's happening? But then I knew this is not over. We've any game is not over till the last ball is balled. So I was not confident, but especially because that team had Dhoni and Steve Smith, who are amazing players in their own rights. So, of course, it couldn't say that Mumbai Indians would definitely win, but I still hoped and I still believed that it's possible. And Krunal Pandya came to the party, the senior Pandya. He was picked up at his base price, I think, at that in that year. He scored a brilliant knock. Krunal and Mitchell Johnson combined together to take us to 129. Not enough for T20. 200 is like very common in T20. 129. We kept at it. The Steve Smith almost took the game away from us. Last ball, they needed 4 runs, and Jagdish Sujit, I think the ball was hit fiercely through between point and cover. It was going very fast. Jagdish Sujit ran, sprinted, he stopped the ball. There was a little bit of fumble, but he threw it back. And before they had completed the third run, we had Partha Patel was our keeper. Then he dislodged the stumps, and we won that match. And I screamed like there was no, uh, there was no care in the world. I screamed so much, and everybody was just like, "Oh, you guys got lucky." And it was, and they were like, "Oh, this is Ambani's money," and that's one thing that I hate. That all of these people say that uh, IPL is corrupted, IPL is fixed, IPL is scripted. Do you really think that Sachin Tendulkar, Ricky Ponding, Rahul Dravid, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Steven Smith, David Warner, you might say that these guys are all just Steve Smith and David Warner are corrupted people, but the reputation that they have, do you think all these AB de Villiers, Virat Kohli, do you think all of these people will just leave uh, their busy international schedules fighting for their country and come to just do drama here? It's not a joke at all. And all of these legends associated with the game. Rahul Dravid, How can you how can you ever imagine that Rahul Dravid would be part of something corrupt? So it's not corrupt. It's just the teams are extremely uh, closely balanced. That's why the games are close, and the better team won on that particular day. And another day when I heard this Ambani's money thing was is my second favorite match, uh, number two in my most favorite matches that Mumbai Indians has played. This was the last year's final, the last IPL match that we saw. It was MI versus CSK. Now, 2017, 2019, similar finals, similar endings, but 2017 is sweeter because any win against CSK is just that much sweeter for any Mumbai Indians fan because it's almost like an India Pakistan match. MI CSK is like an India Pakistan match because even now the opener is going to be MI CSK in the 13th season. And I cannot wait for it, and I'm sure that MI fans and even CSK fans all over are waiting for this particular match of MI versus CSK. And 2019 is very special because we won 4 games against CSK that season. Of course, we went into bat. So normally I'm a very chirpy kind of person when, like you can see, when a game is happening. I like to talk, but this game I was silent. I was with my family, with my uncle and my auntie and my cousin. Uh, my aunt and my cousin sister is a huge CSK fan. My uncle is somebody who doesn't support anything that I support. So he was also supporting CSK that day. It was just this little brother of mine who was supporting MI. I was really sad. They were trying to sledge. They were saying, "What's happening? You guys are losing wickets," because we were batting first. We lost wickets. We could only score 149 in the 20 overs. Pandya had gotten out, unfortunately, when he was just attacking. Pollard was trying to hit but not connecting. Last couple of balls, he hit boundaries. And from 140, we scored 2 boundaries. It reached 140, 148, 149. 149 is what we scored. 150 for them to win. And they are looking good. Damn good. Shane Watson finally comes in form. He's not done anything all of this IPL. Suddenly he's in form. He's hitting. And Faf, in fact, was hitting. It was they had got to a flyer, but Krunal got Faf out, stumped. Then the game went on. There was CSK still looked very high chances for them to win. First 3 overs, Malinga gave more than 40 runs, and it was crazy because we just had that final over finally, and 9 runs to defend. In fact, before that, there was 13 runs to defend or something like that. There was a Bumrah ball, which Quinton de Kock, one of the best keepers today, it was a straightforward collection for him behind the stumps, but he couldn't. It bounced above his head or something like that. Uh, I think the pressure got to him, and it went for a 4. It was a Bice 4. So instead of 13 to defend from the last over, it was 9 runs to defend, and Malinga was involved. He had given 40 plus runs. That's 13 average run rate per over already given. Shane Watson still in the crease. It's looking bad. It's looking really bad. I'm tensed. I'm super tensed. Shane Watson luckily gets run out. Dhoni had gotten run out earlier too on a fumble. They tried to run and Dhoni got run out. That's one run out of Dhoni's that I'm happy about. I know all the CSK fans hate me for that, but the as much as the New Zealand run out hurt, this run out was sweet for me. Uh, because we all know that if Dhoni was not run out in either of those matches, the final results would have been different. So last ball, 2 runs to win. Malinga with ball. Shradul Thakur, I think, was on strike. Uh, Full length, he misses it, and shot for LBW given. I screamed along with my little brother. After staying silent all of this match, we screamed. We screamed like crazy. And finally, We could see the dejection in my uncle's and auntie's face. It was amazing. It was absolutely terrific. Now, we come down to the my single most favorite Mumbai Indians memory, and I'm sure it is for many Mumbai Indians fans. This was 2016, the last match of the playoff before the playoffs. So it was the group stages, the last match. Mumbai Indians were fifth, Rajasthan Royals were fourth. They had 14 points, we had 12 points. They had a higher run rate, net run rate than us. So the equation was that we had to win the match in 14.3 overs to qualify. Because if we won in like later than that, then the net run rate would mean that Rajasthan Royals beat us on net run rate even though we win the match. 14-14, Rajasthan Royals win, so we're out. So uh, I knew this watching the match. Rajasthan Royals was batting this match. Sanju Samson, another Malayali, uh, was playing really well. But after 10 overs, they were only 60 for 1. I think Watson had got out, and Karun Nair and Sanju Samson were batting. And I thought, okay, 60 for 1, it's fine. Even if they score like 120, 140, 140 chasing in 14.3, that's 10 runs per over, very much doable. Sanju Samson and Karun Nair went crazy, went mad. They were hitting so much. Both of them scored 50s. Karun Nair, I think, was some 25, 26 ball 50. And they ended up scoring 189, which meant that for Mumbai Indians to qualify, we had to chase down 190 in 14.3. Do you understand how tough that is? 190 is a very tough target, even in a 20 over set. Imagine scoring 190 in 14.3. But of course, we had the big hitters. We had Pollard, we had Mike Hussey that time, we had Lendl Simmons, Rohit Sharma, obviously. Raidu was with us. He was with us for the longest time. And Corey Anderson was also in the team. And we thought, just this is possible because we have the talent to do this. But unfortunately, though all of them hit at least a six, people started getting out on a consistent basis. Finally, when Rohit had gotten out, Mumbai Indians needed 81 of 30. Uh, I remember Corey Anderson hit a six after that, and Harsha Bogle said, "The flame is dying, and this is the last flicker." And when Harsha Bogle says that, he's probably right. But logic and credibility, all of that disappears in when your passion is involved so much, when your belief is involved so much, because you've seen miracles happen with Mumbai Indians. You know what this team is capable of doing because we're defending champions, and we need to qualify, right? We've always qualified, except for the first two seasons. We had continuously qualified, and in 2016, I know 2018 we didn't qualify. That was very tough for me. I'll talk about that later. But here we had to qualify because we were that good. So Raidu and Anderson fired. They hit Praveen Tambe for monstrous sixes. Praveen Tambe is my first cricket coach. So respect to you, sir, if ever you watch this. No disrespect. But I enjoyed Corey Anderson and Raidu hitting him out of the park that particular day because it was great. It was great entertainment, and it was great for any Mumbai Indians fans to see that this is possible, that this is happening. We needed 8 runs of the last two balls of the 14.3. So at 14.1, we needed 8 more runs. 6 was scored of the second last ball, which meant 2 runs, 1 ball. Unfortunately, the connection was not proper in that last ball. A single was taken. There was the throw went over. It was not correct. But so we tried to sneak in another run, and Raidu got run out. And Raidu is on his head. He's almost in tears because this is a Herculean effort that both of these superstars try to do for us. And we see the Rajasthan Royals. There's Paddy Apton there. There's Rahul Dravid there. There's Abhishek Nair. All of them cuddled up. All of them, yes, we did it. We qualified. We're in the playoffs. Then suddenly there's this news that it's possible that if Mumbai Indians score a boundary of this ball, they go up because the net run rate calculates the total runs scored, not the equation of 14.3 if we had scored just one more run. Now that the scores were tied, if we had scored a boundary, that means we'll score 3 runs extra or 5 runs extra. That means our net run rate would go higher. So suddenly opportunity, and I'm like this. It was exam time in my college, so I was in college back then. My roommate is a super studious person, and he is just studying in front of me, and I'm in my laptop streaming. During exams, they take the TVs away. They lock up the TVs. That's how Indian colleges, make sure that you study. They take away the TV, but they give you 3 GB of internet. At that time, it was 3 GB of internet. That was a huge deal at that time. And I had saved up my 3 GB for this day, and I was just watching, just tensed. And he's like, "Okay, dude, what's happening?" Like, bro, it's one ball. We need four. We need a four to win. We need at least a four to win. Aditya Zare walks out. Faulkner bowling. It misses. He misses his length. It's directly on his legs. It's a full toss. He flicks it. It's a six. It's a huge six. It's the greatest six I have ever seen because of the significance of it in the larger context of the tournament. Tare lifts his shirt up onto his head like a footballer. He's running. He's celebrating. Rahul Dravid, the greatest gentleman of this game, the wall as we call him because of his he taking everything and not showing any sign of weakness. In this particular moment, he pulled his cap out and threw it to the ground because he couldn't believe that Rajasthan Royals lost this opportunity. And of course, I heard later Rahul Dravid saying that the second he threw it, he realized, "Oh, what am I doing?" And he immediately picked up the cap. So it just shows that the emotion, the passion that was involved with this particular match. And I, during exam and nobody's watching the match, it's just these few super committed fans who are streaming this match, I slam my laptop down. I open the door, and it's a vertical corridor. We have like 100 rooms there, and I go sprinting, screaming. As I scream, there are doors opening. There are people wondering what's happening. Why is this guy screaming? I screamed all across those 100 rooms. I was screaming. I could see we were in the top floor. We were in the 11th floor. So people are opening their doors. People are saying, "Hey, what's happening?" I didn't care because this was the greatest, most dramatic, most emphatic win. It was an unbelievable. Nobody would have given us a chance. Even today, after 3-4 years after the game has progressed so much. Scoring 190 in 14.3 is extremely rare, especially when you have the pressure of have to do this, do or die. It was mad. So that game will always be my number one, most favorite number one Mumbai Indians game, and maybe not forever because there are so many more Mumbai Indians games that I'm going to watch and support with all of you Mumbai Indians supporters, and hopefully we have games like these to get our adrenaline reaching its peak states and understanding that anything is possible in life, not just in game, in life, because that is a solid learning that cricket has taught all of us. Alare.